Hello everyone, welcome back. So, couple things. After the last part, I was gonna wrap things up and head to bed. But before I did that, I went to the Nexus site to look at any possible updates to any of the mods I have, or new ones, or ones that I hadn't tried to put in that I thought, maybe I'll go ahead and try it now. And there was an update to the Expanded Galaxy mod. It has a new feature where you can actually have extra squad mates, at least for the N7 missions, and you can select it for either to be story mode, where it's like at certain points in the story, it makes sense that they could actually be someone that could join Shepard on a mission, or a non-story mode, which is you can have them just whenever you want. I'm going to try the non-story version, just to kind of like see how it works when we get to our first N7 mission. I just kind of love the idea that we're going to have like all these extra squad mates, because I was always bothered by the small squad we had in this game. I also got a mod that's called ALOT, or a lot. It's a lot of videos. That's what the name of the mod is called. It's supposed to basically upgrade all the pre-rendered cutscenes of all three games into up to 4K and 60 frames per second. So I've got that. I also got that mod I told you about that retrofits the Cerberus troops to make them look more like the Cerberus guys from the previous game, to make it more lore friendly. Another mod called Character Consistency Project, which is still ongoing, where they're trying to make characters look like how they were in previous games, because in this one they kind of looked different, and it was just very odd. And then another one, because I was reminded I wasn't really too fond of the way that Shepard moves in this game. the way she just kind of trots around. I was just kind of like, I never really liked it. So I found one that's basically a movement animation replacer. Does this movement look familiar? Yep, it's the movement from the first game. Shepard can now do her, just kind of trot around, jog around the Citadel, just like how she did back in Mass Effect 1. Anyways, welcome. I prefer that compared to what we had in this game before. So, where it just looked odd. The way she was just kind of like, da-da-da-da-da-da. It didn't really make sense to me, but that's just me. I'm sure some people were fine with it. But hey, that's what mods are for. It's optional, in case you want to go ahead and change things up.
Ilium is under attack.
Welcome to Citadel.
Alright. You visited a store. Here's an achievement.
How can we help?
Really? Alright. I'll go ahead and get everything.
All profits from sales go to help.
Because I am not concerned in the slightest about credits, because as I demonstrated in the second game, we can just simply use the save editor to basically give ourselves tons and tons and tons of credits. Well, now that's interesting. Hold on.
The Alliance military has abandoned the Hades Gamma cluster to incoming Reaper forces.
Huh. For a moment, I thought this was Chakwas. Even though I know she's supposed to be over here, but still, it was just kind of like, wait, what? If you first try to talk to Dr. Michelle, she will actually be like, oh, here comes Shepard now. But if you talk to Chakwas, she doesn't say a thing. It's kind of an interesting little difference, where I'm just like, oh, hey, Dr. Michelle.
Here's Shepard now.
Dr. Chakwas, you're here?
I'm working at an Alliance R&D lab down in Shelter Wards, coordinating closely with Admiral Hackett. I heard you escaped Earth in the Normandy, and that someone was critically injured. I came as fast as I could.
We had a run-in with the Cerberus synthetic on Mars. Ashley took the worst of it. How is she doing?
Very well, all things considered. I'm impressed with Lieutenant Commander Williams' resilience, as well as Dr. Michelle's expertise. I wish I could have been there to help on Mars.
I can't tell you how much of a relief it is for my Shepard here to see Chakwas, because remember, Chakwas was with both us and Ashley back in the first game. So Shepard seeing Chakwas here to help Ashley is just kind of a big little, just an exhale, just a sigh of relief to know that Chakwas is here to help Ashley. At least for the moment, because, well, we're about to hear Chakwas be like, let me come back on the Normandy with you, please, 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 please. I'll talk a bit in a moment about what happens if Chakwas isn't here, in case she didn't survive the collector base. And, basically that's something I would actually show you guys when we do our Renegade run for this.
It's been 6 months, Doctor. How have you been?
Good. I've been fortunate. When they impounded Normandy, the Alliance didn't really know what to do with me. I was never officially part of Cerberus, and I'd gotten a proper leave of absence from my previous post.
So you hadn't technically done anything wrong by joining me to defeat the Collectors.
Yes, though I suppose if you were judged to be a war criminal, I would have been tried as an accessory.
Your place is in Normandy's medbay, not some lab.
I couldn't agree more. You say the word, and I'm with you.
The Normandy wouldn't be the same without you, Doctor. Get your things. Docking Bay D-24.
Yes, Commander. And thank you.
Don't thank me so soon. Remember, Joker's still aboard.
And I'd be surprised if he's been remembering his medication.
Oh, I just remembered. There was something else I want to talk about. I realized that I wasn't entirely done with part of my issue, because I mentioned how I considered this portion on the Citadel still part of the new player intro, because, or rather the new player tutorial, because quite a bit of this has been scripted and it's been a tutorial because new players, right? And that's going to continue here, because another part of this is that they decided to make the characters dumber. I'm not really sure how else to say that, because there are times in this, and Shepard has been showing this throughout this intro as well, she just seems to have gotten a little less intelligent and just outright dumber when it comes to her dialogue and just not thinking about things or strategy, compared to the previous games where that was a strength of hers. And she's been kind of just not really all there. But that's because it's accommodating for new players. Unfortunately, that's how EA executives, I'm sure, felt about that. Because it keeps going while we're here on the Citadel. When we go to see the Council, it's going to keep on going. And it's just kind of like, Shepard, what are you talking? Why are you talking that way? Or why are you thinking that way? It just doesn't make sense at times, you know? Part of it is another aspect when we get there, which is, you've probably noticed that there's been this focus on let's only save Earth, and why would we leave? We should stay here and fight, last stand, as opposed to what Anderson was saying was, no, we have to go get all the races and all their fleets and everything, and this is not just about saving Earth, this is about saving the entire galaxy. And yet, there's such a heavy emphasis here. And it's part of also James's character's problem, because you'll notice he refused to believe that Anderson would actually tell us to leave Earth and instead of staying and fight, when that in fact was true, that Anderson was telling us to do that. But, that's part of the issue with how James's character is written. There's a lot of stuff here that is written purposely to accommodate people brand new to the series, new players, as opposed to people who know what's going on and just... I'm sure you guys have gotten this point by now. If I haven't made this clear, I hope you guys have picked up on this by now. Yeah, because you're going to be seeing this as we continue through here. Once we get to our meeting with the Council and such.
Patient stable for now.
Touch and go. Good work, Dr. Freya.
Narrow splint's still the best course of action.
I'll see if we have the required spatial bindings. Meet you back here.
I don't recall if there's anything to actually get here this early on. By the way, I don't like the side quest work of this game.
See you again so soon.
Well, we need to prescribe you another round of antibiotics.
But when I ship out?
Like, in fact, I'm just going to say this right here. I hate this journal. I absolutely hate it. You know why? Because in the previous games you could click on it and it would give you a little info about what your next step in that particular mission was. there is no step-by-step progress in this journal. And it just kind of leads to kind of tearing your hair out trying to figure out what is the next step I do here. What do I do here next? There's no updates with this journal, and I absolutely hate it.
Your squad applied the metagel correctly.
It's definitely the worst journal in the trilogy. My opinion.
Force that attacked Batarian space.
You got pretty banged up there, Williams. Had me worried. I just wanted to check in on you. See how you're doing.
Now, I have been trying to also emphasize the way that my FemShep here thinks and the way she looks at certain people in her squad. As I've said before, Shepard sees Ashley as one of her sisters. And to see her like this is really hard on her because she's also thinking about what happened to Caden. And she's terrified that she's about to lose yet another member of her squad like she lost Caden. And it's one of her sisters, So seeing her like this is just, as Hackett was saying earlier, this is only the beginning. And that's not really something she wants to hear, but she knows it's true. She knows that what's coming later on down the line, that this is only going to get worse. We can't save everyone, but if we can try and save as many as we can, including the ones that matter to us, maybe that'll be better for us in the, going forward.
Despite all this, it's good seeing you again, Ash. Get some rest, okay? I'll come by when you're feeling better. We'll talk. You need anything, Doc, let me know. Okay, Ash. You take care. See you soon.
There was something always odd about that particular shot right there, depending on how your Shepard's face looked, and there's a number of, one of the problems with this game is the redesign with the visuals and the graphics and just how the models and such look. There are times where there are certain ones that actually look pretty decent, but then there are times where some of them... You remember those sprites I showed you back on Earth? That's an example of what my next one is, which is sometimes they just look outright cheap and lazy. Or they just weren't done very well at all. Because usually at the end of that shot there, after she says, "See you soon," Shepard sometimes just goes cross-eyed. I've seen it too many times, where it's just like, what is wrong with Shepard's eyes? In that shot. I've seen it quite often, and it was something that I was hoping would get fixed. I doubt they actually fixed it. I was hoping also that that's something they would actually work on, because I was looking over all the various little things that have been addressed and worked on and fixed in this community patch, and it seems like that was one of the big focuses, which was a lot of little things that either they didn't like or just needed to be outright fixed, Alright, where is it? Right here?
Please tell the Primacy that the Vol Protectorate wishes to assist with the Alliance project. We had a Prothean obelisk that might have helped.
There it is. Okay, I'm sorry. I hate this side quest system here. This is really ridiculous. First off, it makes Shepard look like a complete... how do I put this? It makes Shepard... Shepard's a real nosy one, huh? Just kind of standing there, listening to other people's conversations. Just walking by and then just standing there and just being leaning in to be like, listen what they're talking about. And just getting this to pop up here. And then later Shepard goes, here. And they're like, who are you and how did you know? Were you listening to our conversation? They don't say that, but I'm surprised none of them ever do. Because then it's just like, oh my gosh, are you eavesdropping on our conversation? It happens throughout this game, and it's just, it's silly, and it's also frustrating, because one, like I said, there's no updates to this journal. When I go and get this item, Which, one, it doesn't really tell us where to get it. Two, when I get it, it doesn't let me know I've gotten it and I need to go bring it back to this person. You get this and then it just stays the same. It is horrible. I hate this journal so much.
Nevertheless,
So poorly done.
Attacks are part of a massive and organized invasion plan.
I gotta say, I'm really glad we have the old running animation back. I know this isn't her running right now, but yeah, here's the running one, which is okay, but this just regular jogging one to me is fine. Commander Bailey, his own office now.
There is no anti-humanity conspiracy here, Ms. Al-Jalani. The Council's simply not granting interviews at this time.
My viewers are going to know that CSEC and the Council are denying them access.
Listen, lady, you think I like playing gatekeeper between the paparazzi and the politicians? I don't have time to babysit them, and I'm not here to hold your hand.
Well, I'm camping out until I'm granted an audience.
Fine. I hope you brought a sleeping bag.
Yeah! I'm sorry, but I continue to love Bailey.
Commander Shepard? Commander, humanity has questions.
Yes, I'm sure they do. Shut up.
Damn press.
So you're keeping the peace?
Yeah, I feel like a glorified doorman.
Most people would see it as a move up.
Wedged in here with all the stuffed shirts? I'd rather be back down on the streets. I appreciate the higher pay grade, but I'm not a political creature.
You know what's one of the things I love about Bailey is that he's such a relatable human character. There's a lot of things about Bailey that I'm sure a number of us can just relate to when it comes to his attitude on these things. You know, it's like earlier when he was like, I'm here to tell you that the council, you know, they apologize for the inconvenience and blah, 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 blah. It's just, and then you can hear what he's talking about this, you know, it's like, oh yeah, bigger paycheck, but oh my gosh, this job is, you know, just gets to me sometimes, you know, just, he's so relatable, and he's, as we saw even in the previous game, just like, there are times where he just becomes so likable, you know, like when we asked him, why are you helping, and he just subtly tells Shepard, you think he's the only dad who's ever messed up raising a son? Just a nice hint that that's something that he dealt with himself. And yeah, Bailey's one of my favorite characters, and I really like him in this game. Like, I liked him in this one, but I also liked him in this one as well.
If you didn't want to be upped, why'd you accept?
You don't say no to Counselor Udina. Well, maybe you would, but I gotta live here. I know, squeaky wheel gets the oil, but I didn't lobby for promotion like some other officers. I'm not even sure why he picked me. I never know with politicians. I hate political BS.
Like I said, very relatable character. And yeah, how many of us, he's like, I didn't exactly ask for this promotion, but they just kind of threw it my way, and I was kind of not in a position to turn it down, so, whatever.
Don't lose your edge. You might need it.
Oh, wouldn't mind an excuse to get my fingers dirty. It's killing me about Earth.
You and me both.
I haven't been back in years. Now I may never. If this ain't the end of days, it's pretty damn close. I'm up to my neck in trouble, but if there's anything you need, I'll do my damnedest to help.
Thought things were relatively quiet here.
Well, compared to where you're coming from, sure. But the war's being felt everywhere. Millions across the galaxy have been displaced, and most of them come here.
Must have you doing somersaults.
Yeah, already allocated the bulk of my men to customs, but we're still overtaxed, cataloging and processing them all.
You got loved ones out there?
Somewhere. Ex-wife I lost track of, and a son and daughter. They're still on Earth.
I'm sorry, Bailey.
Yeah, I'm just like everyone else. I'm losing myself and things I can control. And at the moment, that means creating the illusion of security here.
Can I just take a moment to credit Bailey's voice actor? Did you hear that? The emotion in his voice when he started talking about his son and daughter? And him thinking about them being on Earth while we know what's happening on Earth? Gosh, that was good. Like, it was so subtle and quick, but you could hear it. You could feel that emotion of a father in a moment having the horrifying thought that his children were in the middle of all that horrible stuff that's happening on Earth with the Reapers. Just, oh, that was really nice. A really nice moment. One of the things I've always heard people say is that even if they don't like this game at all, they will acknowledge that it has good moments. Though that's usually the end of when they stop their positive talk about this game, but yeah.
It was Udina who made you a commander, huh?
Yeah, he's become an even bigger shot around here. Got a lot of ambition. He suspected Executor Palin was conspiring against the Council and had me investigate.
Find anything incriminating?
Yeah, enough to arrest him. When Palin resisted, I was forced to kill him. Udina rewarded me with the promotion. And near as I can tell, being a commander just means I'm putting out different fires.
Anything important going on around here?
You kidding? With the Reapers running roughshod through the galaxy, it seemed like the Council is in constant session. We got more ambassadors and dignitaries here than ever before pleading their cases. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, really.
Is the Citadel gearing up for war?
There's a false sense of security here. Even people from worlds that have gone down act like they're safe. Well, I guess it's not just human nature. We all lie to ourselves to deal with horror.
It'll probably get worse before it gets better, Bailey.
Yeah, if it ever gets better.
That was an interesting call there. It said, Counselor Udina, please contact the Turian Embassy. So this is the training room, or the shooting range, I should say. It's a nice little extra place to be able to test out certain things. Uh-huh.
They say the Reapers will see them as a pre-spacefaring civilization and spare their planet. The Ralloy species made first contact with the Asari and were formally welcomed into the galactic community last year. From across the
I'll deal with these later, because, like I said, I'm gonna have to add myself a bunch of money.
satellites and observation equipment they currently have in orbit.
Welcome to the Spectre Information Processing Center. This terminal offers secure information access and support for authorization of covert operations or requisitions. It is restricted to operatives currently on active duty with special tactics and reconnaissance. Any operation requiring payment can be executed at the terminal nearby, which supports secure and untraceable financial transactions. I believe you can't access this terminal if you turn down being made a Spectre again in the second game. Now, we're about to get it back no matter what, but I think I recall doing this on a Renegade run where I turned it down in the second game, and I came in here and I couldn't access this terminal until I went to the meeting with the council that we're about to go to, and then they allowed me to access it because they reinstate my Spectre status at that point. Pilgrim Jin Volan Narnima on the Citadel received a large credit transfer from the fleet. Jen Volan purchased tech, including high-end weapon mounts and kinetic barrier emitters from several ship service centers. On Ilium, another Quarian pilgrim unidentified was observed searching for a ship traveling close to the Perseus Fail. The pilgrim was later heard saying that his pilgrimage was recalled. Data suggests the Quarian fleet is withdrawing its pilgrims and upgrading ships for combat somewhere near the Perseus Fail. This could be a reaction to the Reaper invasion, but no formal offer or request for assistance has come. Intel suggests the Quarians may instead be preparing for conflict with the Geth. A little bit of foreshadowing for that big conflict later on. Gonna have to give myself quite a bit of money to purchase all that, but it'll certainly be worth it.
Commander, Counselor Udina said you'd be coming. If you'll follow me, the council is already in session.
We've got our own problems, Counselor. Earth is not in this alone.
But Earth was the first Council world hit. By all reports, it faces the brunt of the attack.
By your reports.
The reports are accurate. Earth was attacked by the Reapers. And it's just the beginning. We need your help. Everything you can spare.
Each of us faces a similar situation. Even now, the Reapers are pressing on our borders. If we lend you our strength to help Earth, our own worlds will fall.
We must fight this enemy together.
And so we should just follow you to Earth?
Even if we were to unite our fleets, do you really believe we could defeat the Reapers?
I don't expect you to follow me without a plan.
Counselors, we have that plan. A blueprint, created by the Protheans during their war with the Reapers.
A blueprint for what?
We're still piecing it together. But it appears to be a weapon of some sort.
Capable of destroying the Reapers?
So it would seem.
The scale is... it would be a colossal undertaking.
No. I forwarded the plans to Admiral Hackett. The remnants of the human fleet are already gathering resources to begin construction.
Our initial calculations suggest it is very feasible to build.
If we work together.
Have you considered that the Reapers destroyed the Protheans? What good did this weapon do?
It was incomplete. There was a missing component, here. Something referred to only as the catalyst. But they ran out of time before they could finish building it.
Do you really believe this can stop the Reapers?
So, I want to apologize because I used the wrong term when I was talking about the Crucible earlier. I called it the MacGuffin. The term I actually was trying to use was the Deus Ex Machina. Which, you know, I already said why people have a big problem with this, because basically the plot is, hey, we got this Deus Ex Machina, and then we spend the whole game trying to get it up and running to use it against the Reapers. Because apparently it was the only possible way, because we're going to hear this constantly throughout. People say, oh, you cannot defeat the Reapers through conventional means only. Oh, the Reapers are too strong. You can't defeat them, you know, conventionally. You have to do this as the only possible way to defeat the Reapers. When I've heard numerous people over the years say that's not true. But this game just hammers it into you that this is literally the only way to possibly do it. But... you know, this is why a lot of people had an issue with the way that they wrote the story and plot of this game.
Liara believes it can work, and so do I. And while I haven't always agreed with Udina, he's right about this. We need to stand together, now more than ever. The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
The cruel and unfortunate truth is that while the Reapers focus on Earth, we can prepare and regroup.
We are convening a summit amongst our species. If we can manage to secure our own borders, we may once again consider aiding.
I'm sorry, Commander. That is the best we can do.
And thus the dog walker abandoned the dog to the bear, just like Ashley told us
Shepard,
they would.
Meet me in my office.
I hope that's an offer of support. I'll be digging up what I can on this Prothean device, Shepard.
They're a bunch of self-concerned jackasses, Shepard. We may have a spot on the council, but humanity will always be considered second-rate.
How can they be so blind?
They're scared, and they're looking out for themselves.
Our people are scared, and we are looking out for them the best we know how.
Counselor?
Commander, I can't give you what you need, but I can tell you how to get it.
I'm listening.
Primarch Fedorian called the War Summit, but we lost contact with him when the Reapers hit Palaven. Those meetings won't proceed without him. The Normandy is one of the few ships that can extract Primarch Fedorian undetected.
So Shepard's about to say something here that goes along with what I was saying about how it feels like they made Shepard dumber for this game and this intro. You know, and it goes back to a line I remember her saying earlier, which is, I'm just a soldier, I'm no politician. Just, you know, her saying that all she is a soldier. When even the elusive man in the last game was saying, you're more than a soldier, you're a symbol. You know, really playing, you know, talking up why Shepard is different than just the common soldier. But We're about to hear her say something, because he literally just walked in here. He didn't have to do this. He has walked in here and offered her, a helping hand here of, hey, this is how you can be able to get what it is that you need to be able to get things going for this resistance and the resources that you're going to need. And Shepard's response to this is not what I would call smart.
So far, you've only explained how I can help you.
It might seem that way. But the leaders of this summit will be the ones deciding our future. The fate of our fleets, where they fight, and with whom. A grateful Primarch would be a tremendous ally in your bid to unite us.
We're at war, and you want me to play politician?
If it gets you what you need, what does it matter?
That was the line. You want me to play politician?
Our latest intelligence says that the Primarch was moved to a base on Palaven's largest moon. I've done all I can to help. The rest is up to you.
Like, Shepard should realize how smart of a move that is. But instead it's like, yeah, politician.
The Council wanted me to tell you, we've chosen to uphold your Spectre status. And various resources will be made available to you. Good day.
Well, that went well.
It's a start. I'll talk to the others in the meantime. See if we can support this summit. Move things along.
Thanks.
The Council. You saved their lives. And for what? Apologies that boil down to maybe later. If we don't figure out something, maybe later will be an epitaph on a mass grave of 11 billion.
I know what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do?
Humanity has created some goodwill in the galaxy. Now we cash in our chips. I will get what funding I can, what materials I can, and spread the message. Help the humans, help yourselves. I'll institute a draft in our colonies and order all civilian ships armed. Work on the Prothean device will be around the clock.
What's your read on the counselors? Any angles I could pursue?
Tavos is a diplomat and compromiser, but she's wrapped up in defending Asari space like a mother panther. Valorn is out of his depth. The Solarians like their wars won before they start. They're frightened now. Use that. Inspiratus, I'd take what he offers. It's strange days when the Turians are the least hostile to humans. And there's a need there.
I mean, yes, of course, these are strange days. Udina, the Reapers are here.
You're a Citadel counselor. Don't you have options when the others block you like this?
With Parliament destroyed and Shastri gone, I have more power than any human in history. But today, you saw how little that is. Rest assured, I will not be counted out long. I know I can move mountains. Do not lose sight of that, because the task before us is moving planets.
Oh, you will see that soon when I betray us all to Cerberus.
Anderson would be proud, so long as you deliver. You think you can do that?
You need a carrot or a stick to drive a mule, and humanity has neither right now. Our armada is tied down fighting or fleeing, and with Earth's comm buoys gone, our economy is reduced to an IOU. But leave that part to me. I will lean on our colonies for all they're worth, and I can broker enough trade to repair and resupply Hackett's fleet.
Any news from Earth?
That is constant news. All of it bad. The Reapers are destroying satellites and the old nuclear missile silos, along with everything else that could help. We have a handful of quantum entanglers spread out over the continents. All other communication is cut.
Did you know a lot of people on Earth?
Many. It's monstrous to think of them being snuffed out, of course, but the part that gets me is Arcturus. I must have known most of the Alliance Parliament on a first-name basis. I required a second VI just to track all their birthdays and anniversaries. Rose Garden stuff, but to have it all gone.
Oh, man. When he said Arcturus, my eyes just kind of perked up there for a moment, and my ears did too, because when I hear the name Arcturus, I think of Arcturus Manx from StarCraft, and I thought, wait, you know Manx? And, I don't know, Udina and Manx, could you see that working out? Just saying.
I should go.
I'll be here.
I should go. Yeah, that'll come up later. I don't think anything changed over here after that little conversation. Ah, they did. It has proven difficult to plot the galactic invasion, but early intel reveals that they hit hardest at Earth, Karshan, and Palaven. This is our current intelligence in respect to their progress. Kaje. The Hanar planetary defense system is operational, and as yet, there have been no enemy ships in the Olin Protectorate. Disturbing reports of a new cult have been detected in ambassadorial databanks. Details are currently scarce. Karshan. Communications from spy drones have now fallen silent. The last data packets sent by our spies suggest that the hegemony has turned in on itself. Civil war has erupted, and the use of illegal megaton warheads was recorded. At least one faction appears to have allied with the enemy. Earth. Communications in the Sol system are dead. The enemy devastated the human fleet stationed in orbit. Systems Alliance 5th Fleet regrouping. Palaven. 4 Turian fleets sent from Palaven to Tatris were destroyed. The enemy immediately attacked Palaven. The Turians are attempting to stall their advance at Mene. Surkesh. Daltras Nara and her bloodline is threatening rebellion if Solarian ships defend non-Solarian space. They wield considerable political weight in the Solarian Union. Daltras Linron refuses to enact martial law despite the threats by Nara. Thessia. The high priestesses of the Autumna Politia have convened to discuss how the Asari should respond to the invasion. They have appealed for calm while they begin their deliberations. All of the homeworlds are reporting no enemy activity. It is worth noting that we are monitoring the destruction of orbital satellites around Turves. Diplomatic channels suggest that the Rayloi are withdrawing from the Citadel to invade the war. Hours ago, after a flood of extranet traffic that nearly overloaded local comm buoys, the communications from Tatris fell silent. To prevent panic spreading, we have taken steps to censor the information uploaded to the extranet from this source, but it is a losing battle. Data analysis have determined that the cities of Iratiana and Madra have surrendered to an unknown force, while the garrison in Spadar remain in control of the sole surviving spaceport. Additionally, it appears that Uvalum, Septimax, the war minister of Tatris, is urging the citizens to lay down their arms and accept their new overlords. Our current theory is that the surrender of these garrisons is fallout from the recent separatist war with the Turian hierarchy. The fight has simply been knocked out of them. The longer Septimax remains in control of the Tatran public broadcasts, the more likely other colonies will surrender to his propaganda. We've been left with no option but to eliminate the war minister before he persuades more soldiers to lay down their arms. Lonar Mayron has been dispatched to carry out this assignment. A chic rug. Sure. Alright, let's go have another chat with another reporter. It's gonna be the 3rd time we talk to her.
These galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive and organized invasion plan.
Commander Shepard. Commander, the people of the Alliance have questions.
The Council...
Commander Shepard. Khaleesa bint Seen and Al-Jalani. Isn't it true that you were on Earth when the Reapers attacked? How do you justify running away while millions of people on Earth die? Is that the best we can expect from the Alliance?
I came to get help for Earth. For everyone.
What about all the people suffering while you play politics with the Council? What about them? How can you stand here while our families die? What are you going to do?
The same thing I've been doing for the past 3 years. Find a way to stop the Reapers. Get some help, Khaleesa. I have work to do.
The Alliance military has...
Well, I didn't hit that fast enough.
Invasion plan.
Commander Shepard. Commander Shepard, how do you justify running away while millions of people on Earth die? Is that the best we can expect from the Alliance? How can you stand here while our families die? What are you going to do?
Khaleesa, we're doing everything we can.
Before they cut the feeds, there were so many dead.
I'm gonna stop the Reapers or die trying, but I need your help. Keep asking the hard questions. Don't let the Council forget about Earth.
I will. Thank you, Commander. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but I'm glad you're on our side.
The Council called the invaders Reapers.
Hey, Commander. Liara told me the Council's not interested in helping us.
Something like that?
Why would they? Look at this place. There's no war here. People are whispering about it. They're talking about it, but they don't really believe it.
I take it this is your first time here with the elite of the galaxy.
I've been to the Citadel, but never up here on the Presidium. It's not right. It looks pretty, calm and peaceful, but it's not right. It's all just an illusion.
It was peaceful. Once.
But was it? Really? I mean, when push comes to shove, they're just gonna turtle up. Hope it don't hit them too, right? They'd rather believe in this than face the truth.
I can hardly believe it myself. Like everything back on Earth was some kind of nightmare.
Yeah. That's what I hate most. It's like this place wants you to forget that.
So, you still want to go back to Earth?
Hell yeah, but...
But?
You were right. So was Anderson. We can't stop them alone. Besides, looks like you're gonna have your hands full convincing these pendejo politicians to help us. And I'm up for it. Whatever it takes.
Glad to hear it.
I'm gonna head down to some of the lower levels where they keep it real. You got some spare time? You should come and find me.
Maybe I'll do that.
Just in case you forgot that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Vega were Hispanic.
Welcome.
And I can get away with saying that because I'm Hispanic myself. It doesn't sound like it, but trust me when I say I am.
Arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
That's not what I chose.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment, please.
Or maybe I did and I didn't realize it.
Now arriving at Docking Bay D-24.
Okay. Now for one of my absolute least favorite segments in this entire game. The nightmares involving the stupid kid. Oh boy. Hold on. I want to follow up what I was referring to earlier when I talked about the usage of this kid in this game in the intro before. The cheap use of what is called the shock factor. And I tried to reference an example of good and bad. I looked it up just to be a little bit more clarified. There's actually 3 examples, and they're actually like 3 consecutive games from the Modern Warfare series. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. For those of you who know about the scene where you crash in the helicopter, you're alone, and then you see a nuke go off in the distance. That's a really good use of that. Like, for those of you who know that scene, you probably know what I'm talking about. Another one, it's more controversial. It's the No Russian mission from Modern Warfare 2, which I actually did play to see it for myself. And yeah, that's shocking and controversial. And then there's a really bad example, which is Modern Warfare 3, which is the kid in that dying to a chemical attack or something like that. It didn't really serve a purpose. It was just there for shock, but also because kids are the cheapest and easiest ways to tug at your heartstrings, to get you to, feel emotional. You feel sad about this, right? Right? That's what this kid in this game is. He is the cheap usage of trying to get you to be sad and feel sad about all this. And the fact that there are segments about this with Shepard where a lot of the players don't care. You know, this is not one of those things that players got emotional over, the usage of this kid in this game. There are more impactful emotional moments in this game involving characters that we actually know and care about. Not this random kid that we had never seen before, just because it's a kid. So yeah, I really don't like these segments here. Especially because of how, that they take a, you know, running in slow motion, so this takes more time than it needs to. So you're forcing the players to endure this when they don't want to do it.
Liara, can I help you?
I've been forwarding the Turian Counselor information on the Prothean device. It can't be built without Council support, but he's not budging until their Primarch is safe.
I know.
Are you all right?
I didn't get what you'd call a good night's rest.
There's more to it than that, isn't there? What's really bothering you?
When the Reapers hit, I could hear people screaming in the streets below me. We left a lot of them behind.
There's no way for you to save them all. But I know you're doing everything you can, and you'll get back there in time to help.
I hope you're right.
Don't blame yourself, Commander.
Commander Shepard, I'm Specialist... Oh. I beg your pardon. I thought you were alone.
I was just leaving.
Commander Shepard, I'm Comm Specialist Samantha Traynor with Alliance R&D. I was part of the team retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance. There weren't many of us aboard when the Reapers hit.
I like Traynor. And her toothbrush.
Slow down, Specialist Traynor. You're doing fine.
Thank you. I worked in a lab. I never thought I'd be serving on a ship.
Why don't you tell me about the retrofits?
The ship's in line with Alliance regs now, and it has new, top-of-the-line quantum entanglement communicators. In fact, Admiral Anderson had intended to use the Normandy as his mobile command center.
That's no longer an option.
Yes, I heard he chose to stay and fight. In any event, I'm honored to serve under you, Commander. For as long as you need me, that is. They only sent me here to oversee the retrofits.
Shepard, some of our systems require further testing, and Specialist Traynor has been extremely effective during installation. I would prefer that she remain.
Got it, Edie.
Wait, since when does a virtual intelligence make requests?
Edie's an AI. Fully self-aware.
Oh, I knew it. I knew Joker was lying.
Jeff requested that I pretend to be a simple VI to protect myself. I apologize for the deception.
Thanks, Edie, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how... attractive your voice was. Anyway, shall I give you a tour?
I mean, who wouldn't be attracted to Trisha Helfer's voice?
In the CIC, you'll find the galaxy map where you can set the Normandy's destination. You can also check your messages at your private terminal. The War Room houses a strategic command center for mission-specific intel and war analysis. The shuttle bay contains an armory where you can modify your equipment between missions. Finally, Liara has set up a lot of hardware down in the old XO office on Deck 3. I think she's claimed that room. And there you are. Still the same ship as before, it just flies Alliance colors now. Speaking of which, I believe Admiral Hackett would like to speak to you at the VidCon.
Commander, Udina updated me on your meeting with the Council. Sounds like they're running scared.
We did present them with a lot of unknowns. They're feeling threatened and want immediate solutions, not theories.
Theories are all we've got right now. What's your plan?
I'm trying to get the Turian Primarch for a summit meeting with the Asari and Solarians. I'll bypass the Council and appeal directly to their leadership.
That's good, I like it. This is where we start laying the groundwork for our counterattack.
Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot to back it up right now.
Then build alliances. Gather everything and everybody you can for the cause.
What about the Prothean device?
Find me people who can help build it, and if you can't, I'll take ships, soldiers, supplies, whatever you can get. We need to keep hitting the Reapers across every theater of war they open. Buy us time to figure out the device.
And when it's finished?
Assuming it ever is, we pool all our resources. Think of it as a giant armada for delivering the device when the Reapers are most vulnerable. The stronger you can make that armada, the better the chances of punching through.
What about Earth, sir?
We'll just have to hope Anderson and what's left of the Alliance forces can hold out until we've dealt with the enemy.
I understand.
Good. Then make it happen, Commander. I'll be expecting regular updates on your progress. Hack it out.
And this is where effectively the tutorial and intro portion that I still don't like effectively ends for me. This is where the game starts to open up and allows you to now do some more stuff on your own. The script, the linear progression has effectively ended here, where now you're able to actually do some more stuff, roam around, access other things, start working on customizing stuff, looking at other things, and some of the facepalm stuff has ended for now. For now. But we will be going around the Normandy and such when we return. Stay tuned.